This here is the Pretty Pipes mod for Minecraft. It can be very simple or very complex depending on what you want to do with it, but one thing is certain, it's very, very helpful. So we're going to start off looking at the pipes. Pipes. Very easy to make. As you can see, there's only one tier of pipe. There is an add-on mod, Pretty Pipes Fluids, as well, which I'm including in this tutorial. I'm going to set up 2 chests, or 3 chests even, one to here, and one to here. I'm then going to connect these pipes to the chests. If I wanted to change this, I could make a pipe wrench as shown, and what I can do is right-click this pipe attachment to the chest to stop it from connecting to the chest. I right-click it again and it connects it. I shift right-click and it breaks it completely. I place it down, it automatically connects. What I can also do is use an item in my offhand. Birch planks are now my offhand. I then right-click with the pipe wrench and it uses the birch plank, it does actually use it up, and it uses it as a pipe cover. So there's still a pipe under here, but you just can't see it because I've covered it. Shift right-click to take off the birch plank and it won't take off the pipe. You'd have to shift right-click again to take off the pipe itself. So just remember, keep them in your offhand and right-click with the pipe wrench to add covers. Cool. So now let's start looking at taking out of inventories, placing into inventories and filtering. So what we could do is if I right click on this pipe, nothing happens. If I right click on the piece of pipe that is attached to an inventory, it opens an interface. And this is where we could put all these filters that you see in JEI here. I'm going to be using birch planks as my example right now. So we have a low extraction module. Hold shift for more info. Pulls items from inventories. Okay. The high extraction, medium extraction are going to extract a lot faster. I'm just going to use a high extraction because I can. We have 3 filter slots here. Well, 3 module slots, I should call them. And I'm going to put my high extraction module in. You can then see there's another tab called high extraction module. I'm going to say birch planks. This means it will only extract birch planks from that chest. You can say all sides, north chest, and the reason it says only north chest is because there's no other chest. If I actually connected this one here, remember you're adding modules to this piece of pipe, meaning I could say chest north or west chest, because this pipe is now attached to 2 different inventories. So do I want to extract birch planks from all sides or just from one side? Obviously here it doesn't matter because now it is only attached to one side anyway. Do I want to allow or disallow that? So for example, right now I'm saying disallow birch planks from being extracted. I put in birch planks, nothing happens. But everything else I put in is all going to get extracted into the nearest inventory by default, which is this chest here. So if I say allow, then only the items shown are being extracted. And there go the birch planks, as you just saw. So quite simple. You can, filter on what you want to extract. Now I've just shift-clicked the pipe there and the module has come out. And you may think, oh, for God's sake, have I lost all my settings? I've right-clicked it back in. No, you have not lost your settings. They are kept when you take the modules out. I actually nearly forgot to tell you that, but the fact that it popped out reminded me to tell you about that feature, which I think is hilarious. Okay, cool. So we now are extracting out only birch planks from this chest. But how do we know? Maybe we want it to go into this chest and not that chest. What we could do is then use the opposite of an extraction module, a retrieval module. The retrieval module, I'm going to plop into that one, just right click it into there. I'm going to say furnaces, meaning I want you to retrieve furnaces from other inventories in this chest. So if I put a furnace in here, rather than extracting from this chest, it's being retrieved by this chest. And you may think, well, isn't that the same thing as an extraction module? No, because an extraction module is extracting from a specific chest, meaning you're only extracting, in that example, furnaces from this chest. A retrieval module in this chest is saying, take furnaces from wherever you can get them. If there's a furnace in here, a furnace in there, it will come out of the chest into this one without the need for an extraction module. So if you're retrieving to one specific place, use a retrieval. If you're extracting from a specific place, use an extraction. Now we're going to look at filters. So we then have the filter module, low filter module, medium filter module, high filter module. So what this does is, and this is interesting, I'm going to put this onto this chest here, filter int module. As you can see, loads of different slots. I'm going to say birch planks, allow. So same, blacklist and whitelist. What you could also do is populate filter slots with items from adjacent inventories. Let's say that there was stripped acacia wood and birch planks in here. I go onto the high filter module, press populate, and it's going to basically then put that stripped acacia wood in the filter slot. It's saying whatever is in this attached inventory, that is what I want the filter to be. So I'm saying birch planks are allowed. Then what I could do is get another filter module and put it onto this one and say disallow birch planks. So on my extract module for birch planks, what's going to happen is this one is disallowed, but this one is allowed, meaning birch planks will only go into this chest. Oh, they came out. Why did they come out? Oh, I think it was an issue with the retrieval module there. I've taken it out and just with the filter module in, it's working. So just be careful with mixing things up there and getting it too complex. So as you can see, they've now gone into this chest because I'm allowing birch planks. Otherwise, it will just try and go to the nearest place. And maybe you're going to say, well, actually, in fact, I was going to talk about priorities, but one step before that, on your filter modules, we can also add some extra things. A filter increase modifier, a tag filter modifier, a damage filter modifier, a data filter modifier, and a mod filter modifier. So, the filter increase modifier. If I already have a filter module in, I can add this in, and it basically increases the slots you have available for your filter. So this filter here is working off whatever this filter says for allowed or disallowed, but it's increasing the slots. I could also add a tag filter modifier, and it will actually allow you to click from the tags that are in your current filter, like acacia logs, logs. So I could say, or it could be logs that burn, meaning if I click logs, it's gonna allow all logs in through the filter rather than just these items. It'll be all logs. Same with damage filter. It causes any filter slots to filter by item damage. So if you had a specific item in here with damage on it, it would filter by that. Data filter causes any filter slots to filter by item data, which is NBT tags, like iron ores and stuff, or mod filter. If I put a mechanism item in the filter, for example, and I took these two out, I've got a mod filter in here. I've put a creative energy cube in, but if I put in my basic crushing machine, well, it's not extracting, is it? Because the extraction module is only extracting birch planks. There's no retrieval module. So although it's filtering it, it's not going anywhere because we're saying only mechanism can go into this pipe, but nothing's actually sending it. So on my high extraction module, I'm just going to delete the birch plank and set it to disallow so that the filter is cleared and it's gone into the wrong chest. Well, why is that? Because I'm only disallowing birch planks. It's still going to go to the nearest inventory. So I'm actually going to change this to allow on here and say birch planks only, please. And then what we'll see is that it's still going to go out, but it will go to here instead because we're only allowing birch planks in here. So you can see it can get a bit confusing. You just kind of troubleshoot it as you go along. So I've put the creative energy cube in there and it's allowed, but because I have the mod filter, anything from the mechanism mod will be allowed. Now finally, regarding filtering, what if we have that similar issue that just happened, but actually I want them both to be allowed, so only disallow birch planks, but maybe I want to say, I want this chest to be a priority, but if this chest is full, I'm fine for my mechanism items to go here. What I could then do is add a priority module. This simply increases the reception priority of adjacent inventories. A higher priority means they'll prefer that inventory regardless of distance. So now, if I put this in here, because remember I've put the birch planks to disallow, so allow everything but birch planks. Now when I put it in here, the mechanism item, this one is the closest and it is allowed in here, but it's going to go to this one because this one has a higher priority. Whereas if I took this one out and done the same one again, what you're then going to see is it's going to go into this one because there's no priority. It's just going to go to the closest one. So that is using filters extraction modules, retrieval modules, and also priority modules. So we've got some other things on here. One of them is, of course, the lowest priority, which just does the opposite of the high priority. We have a pipe frame, which is interesting. I can just place it on a pipe like this, and then let's say iron ore. I can just right click it with iron ore, and it will tell me there's 38 iron ore in the system. So it just literally tells you that. Redstone module allows disabling the pipe with a redstone signal. So I could put it onto here and then have a lever to, disable or enable that pipe pulling items out or not. Random sorting causes the extracted items to choose destinations randomly, and it will ignore priority modules. Round robin causes the extracted items to choose destinations in a round robin, so it will go to here, here, and then here. Now the thing with round robin is, remember, it's not going to forcibly extract them, it's just going to round robin them. There's speed increase, so they zoom out of inventories faster, and a stack limiter, which you can add so that you can say, I only want 10 items going into this inventory, for example, and it won't request any more. Now, this is where we get the more complex, exciting things. There's a pipe pressurizer. So this mod doesn't add any power generation, but if you do have power generation, we can add the pipe pressurizer with some power, and once you've got the pipe pressurizer, it'll speed things up in your pipes. It will go a lot faster when they're whizzing around. Now, we can go on to the terminals, and this does include auto-crafting. So, we have the item terminal. Oh my god, look how quickly they go, whizzing around like lunatics. Now you'll see here it can only be connected to a single pipe at a time. Make sure that it only has one connection, like here. In fact, let me move this because it's a bit messed up. There we go. Now I can access it. It has to only be connected to one pipe, not more. So basically, in here, I can request items. I can see the attached inventories. Like, for example, I can see there's 64 birch logs in here. I can't just pull these out, like if you've played Applied Logistics. I'd have to request them. And it'll request them from the storage. Now, because I've got the pipe pressurizer, it was very fast, and I can take out these birch logs. I can also put them back in to the input slot here, and it'll go into the system. So we can also upgrade it into a crafting terminal. This is where it gets really interesting. The crafting terminal, what I could do is, let's say I want to make a door. So I can see I've got my birch planks in the system. In JEI down here, I go door, I click on the birch door, and I press the plus item, and it gives me the items here, and I press request. It requests the birch planks to this crafting terminal, and I can take out the doors. If I want, I press request again. It sends 6 birch planks, and I can actually take out the birch planks as well. You don't have to make a door if you change your mind. You can take out the birch planks like this, and put them back in here. So you can request crafting recipes like that. Not as good as Applied Logistics, but it's quite a simple thing here. Now, the question here, can you do auto crafting? Yes, you can. The machine it goes to, like for instance, I'm using a furnace here. So you may know that furnaces are sided. You put your fuel in the sides. So I would say in this side one, what I should have in here is a request module for coal. On the bottom is your output. That's where your iron ingots would go. And on the top is where you'd put the iron ore. So in this top one, I'm saying a filter for iron. That's not quite right. I don't want to be putting iron ingots in there. I want to be putting iron ore in there. I want to say filter iron ore. And I've got a crafting module. And what I'm saying in that crafting module is iron ore equals iron ingots. So iron ore equals iron ingots. And on the bottom one, I have just a pipe, and it's extracting the iron because I think I've got a retrieval module. Yeah, we've got a high retrieval module with iron ingots. So the iron ingots are going to get pulled from the furnace into the chest. So if I take out this iron ore, I put it all in here, you could see here, what I could say in the crafting terminal is I can go iron ingot, request me 1 iron ingot. And it's going to send the iron ore, as you can see here, into the furnace to give me the iron ingot. Now, it is going to this one because I've got a high retrieval one in there. So you need to be careful with your priorities. You might want to put a priority filter for the crafting terminal because 2 places are requesting iron ingots. But again, I could say request 10 iron ingots, and it's going to send 10 iron ore into the furnace because it's saying it thinks, well, it thinks correctly that iron ore equals an iron ingot, and then it just gets extracted from the bottom. So you can use this for auto crafting. And there you go. That is pretty pipes. I did say I would show you the fluid bit, but honestly, fluid pipe, you have a fluid limiter, fluid extraction, fluid filter, fluid retrieval. It's pretty much the exact same, but with fluids on tanks. And that's everything you need to know for the Pretty Pipes mod. I hope you did enjoy the video. Click that subscribe button if you did, and of course leave a thumbs up. If you're looking for other mod guides, I do a hell of a lot on this channel. My actual goal on this channel is to complete every major mod in the entirety of Minecraft for Forge, Fabric, etc. If you look at my channel, I have a tech mod shelf, a magic mod shelf, a utility and standalone mod shelf, so ones that aren't in playlists. I also have now mod pack guides as a shelf. So at the moment, I am live streaming through RLCraft. And you can get that, of course, on my lives. I live every Wednesday and Saturday. And you can always see when the next scheduled stream is. And I play through the mod pack, and then I will also do separate guides on that mod pack. So if you are looking for specific mod packs, or you just want to come along and ask me some questions or hang out, you can also do that there. Do also just use the search bar if you are looking for a specific mod. And if you'd like to play with me, the mod pack that I do live stream, I do from our Patreon server, which of course you can join down below, which would massively support the channel, but also gets you access to things like that.